I'm David Adams. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 5th ATS Mitral Conclave.
Hi, I'm Dr. Randy Martin, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Dr. Marc Moon, a
Thanks,
good
Randy.
friend and a phenomenal force in cardiac surgery in the AATS.
I'm
Marc,
glad to be here.
This is a great meeting. The AATS does phenomenal jobs with education.
Right.
You've done a wonderful video on the history of the AATS.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about the AATS and where it came from.
Well, a couple of years ago we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the founding of the AATS. It was actually founded here in New York City back in 1917. And it was essentially started as an organization for thoracic surgery. It wasn't for the surgeons themselves because the association included physiologists, anesthesiologists, and all sorts of people that were dedicated to the specialty, not necessarily a trade association. Not that we don't need those,
Right.
but this one was more for the specialty and advancing the field.
And you were telling me that cardiac surgery was not always looked at as being a noble profession.
Oh my gosh. You know, people have been sort of proclaiming the end of cardiothoracic surgery before it was even a specialty. You know, Bill Roth, famous surgeon from the 1800s, said anyone who touches the heart should lose the respect of their colleagues. And we've got a lot of colleagues here that touch a lot of hearts, and I think we're doing okay still. So,
as you look at where the society has gone and where the field has gone, where do you see it today? And I'm going to ask you in a minute where it's going to go in the future.
Sure.
So where is the AATS in this whole field today?
right. Well, the AATS has always been dedicated to sort of innovation and advancing the field. We don't want to stay and report yesterday's results. Like today, we're hearing about mitral valves today, and we're hearing all sorts of new techniques that the standard surgeon doesn't yet incorporate completely into their practice. But they're learning how to do that in a safe manner and in a progressive manner. But innovation, I think, is a part of the AATS and always will be.
We also heard a little bit about where Mike Mack was talking about where he saw the future of mitral valve going. So the question I would have, obviously tremendous interest in transcatheter therapies. Okay?
Yes.
I grew up in the surgeon is the king, and I always thought of the surgeon as king. But so how does the society look at where the field's going as this concept of interventionalist surgeon goes?
Right.
How do you manage that?
Well, there's a couple of ways to go about it. You either embrace it and continue moving forward with everyone else, or you sort of fight it and just get left behind. You know, our cardiothoracic surgery field has shrunk a little bit. We don't have as many surgeons as we used to, but you know, we had a much bigger army in World War II, but it's much better now than it was then. So, you know, you just have to focus your efforts, and there'll always be a place for cardiothoracic surgeons to practice, because the surgery's getting tougher, though. It's getting tougher. Bruce Lytle said it a few years ago, cardiac surgery is hard, and he wasn't wrong. And it's only going to get harder. So it's going to be a fun profession, though.
No, I mean, it's always fun. I mean, since we both did some time at Stanford, and I fell in love with it in the 60s and still are today. Where the mission of the society, the AATS, now and in the future is what?
Yeah. Well, it used to just be scholarship, what meant reporting what you've done. But now we've added to the mission innovation and teaching, educating the next generation. And it doesn't just involve teaching residents how to become good surgeons.
Right.
It involves teaching surgeons how to become better surgeons and how to incorporate new techniques into their practice in a safe manner, I think, which is the key. You come to this kind of a meeting to hear Tyrone David tell you how he's done it the last 30 years, and he's still changing. He says, you know, you always got to be adapted to change, and it's great.
I've been fortunate to be a part of some of your educational missions in other parts of the world, which I think is really, really important. Tell me a little bit about that, and then finish with innovation. You mentioned innovation.
Sure. You know, the AATS meeting has always been one of the biggest meetings dedicated to the field. But everybody can't come to the United States. They just can't afford it. And there's many, many people out there that can benefit from what we have to offer. And I think it's part of our mission now and our mission moving forward to become more globalized in our education. We've always been an international association. The first member from outside the United States was back in 1918 from France. So we've always been an international organization, but we've never sort of went out.
Right.
But we're doing that now more and more. We were in India, we've been in China, we're down in Brazil, and we're going to Thailand. So we're trying to hit places where people can't necessarily come to us.
Cool. And I asked you, what's the role of the society in innovation?
Yeah, innovation, well, through philanthropy, the association's supporting novel ideas, novel research, ways to advance the field, and through these types of programs, we invite people into the association who are innovative, who demonstrated innovation. That's now become one of our criteria to get in.
Cool.
And it helps lead the next generation by showing past innovation, current innovation. People start to think about the future.
That's great. I mean, and as again, I compliment you. The video that you did of the history was fabulous.
Oh yeah, you can see it on.
Even a cardiologist.
You can track it down on the website if you want to see it, aats.org.
There you go. And on that plug, thank you, and thank you for joining us.